Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to some more Total War Warhammer 2 here today on the channel. We're back on our Mortal Empires Empire campaign. We're playing as Karl Franz. This is episode 3. In today's episode, we start off with a dilemma. The beastmen attack Stirling and call for aid. And the Empire, Karl Franz, is going to answer. So we'll deal with the beastmen here. We also might have a couple of quest battles here today as well. So if you like the sound of that, support the series. Feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to expand and conquer. And of course, if you're not enjoying the series, feel free to leave a dislike. That is why the button is there for. Alright, let's get started. I'll also put in the description below the mods I'm using. So let's get stuck into this event. Beastmen attacked Elector State. Okay, so Stirling has come under attack from the beastmen. And are appealing you for military assistance. There's a couple of options here. We can send a military force, which costs 2,000. Stirling is already at a fealty of 5. It can go up to 6. And we'll join in the fight. We can send mercenaries, but unfortunately we are just shy of the prestige. Fortunately enough for me, we do have the financial capabilities to send forces. We could also send scouts or do nothing. But I'm actually going to send a military force here now. And we're probably going to have to go in and fight this one here today for the first time against the beastmen. Okay, so Man Bane is coming up with, again, a unit of Beast Gore Herd, a lot of Gore Herd shields, some Ungore Raiders and Centaurs as well. The main Stirling force looks strong enough to deal with. Oh, we've got Handgunners and Empire Knights. Oh, we're laughing. We'll quickly chuck a quick save. We've got a Hunt Marshal as well. Alright, that's now done. Let's fight this one on the field of battle. So in the last episode, if you haven't gone and watched it, I highly recommend you do. We managed to fight and defeat Manfred von Karstein in the field of battle. The vampire counts actually rushed me incredibly early on. I'm actually quite blown away from it. Still, they pushed 2 full stacks into Altdorf, and we managed to intercept them on the way. So we managed to get the Manfred's legendary buff for us, which is massive. Also, we did a quest battle, the Silver Seal, managing to get that item back for the Grand Theogenist. And we also managed to beat up some Skull Smashers that were loitering around the Axebite Pass near Helmgart. So we'll defeat the Beastmen here today, our first battle against them. And then what we'll do is we'll probably try and do some battles with Karl Franz, because I reckon he's ready. His army should be at full strength. Okay guys, welcome to the battle map. The Beastmen have picked a picturesque day in the midst of a forest. So our reinforcements are coming from this way. The allied reinforcements here with Stirling are closer in the center. We're playing on the map with the mighty statue of Sigmar in the middle. I don't know if I entirely like this map, to be honest. It looks gorgeous fighting around Sigmar, but like tactically with all the shrubbery, it's actually one of the harder maps to deal with. So we're coming in as reinforcements. Here are Stirling and their unique units, of course. Their Outriders will match their Centaurs quite well, but we are fighting Beastmen at the end of the day. My Empire Knights should do alright as well. We've only got one line of sight of a herd of Beastmen there. Centaurs really quite close to us, keen and ready to go. So we'll push further back here now and start the fight. Trying to come in. Alright, so let's hope they hold on as long as possible. So we'll try and, they seem to be swinging around this way, so try and make your way this way, and we'll try and get our handgunners into the clearing. You can sit there. We'll try and swing cavalry further this way. You never know, might be able to catch some of the herd here. So they seem to be splitting around this statue of Sigmar, and they're hanging out in the forest here as well. My reinforcements are slowly but surely making their way from the forest in the south, and if we can push to the clearing, we might be able to get some quick shots off against them. So what I'll do is I'll try and reform them that way. Yeah, it looks like most of their army's pushing this way here. Some seem to be even flanking there. So handgunners are already in front. I know. Yeah, we're in the forest, so we're not going to get the best of shots off. But we might be able to get a quick lightning volley. Alright, make sure this cavalry gets around the back. And we already seem to be hitting the herd. We need to quickly get in front while they hold back here. So it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a fight in this canyon. And we'll try and charge these guys coming around the back. So what exactly are these guys? Axe infantry. Shields. Look, you never know. A front-on charge might be able to soften them up a bit. Like a good front-on charge. And then we'll try and quickly deploy out as well. We'll try and do some hammer and anvil tactics. So you try and push for this. Make sure you get around these centaurs now. Alright, so what abilities do we have with this Hunts Marshal here as well? We'll try and use some of this to the best of our ability. Alright, try and get this done. Alright, you're pushing around the back. Try and push this way so we can get some shots in. My cavalry is being caught there, unfortunately. So you pull this way and you pull that way. Come on, you're fighting axemen at the end of the day. You shouldn't be in hand-to-hand combat. We're still dealing with their centaurs here. Come on, swing this way. We need to go swing around and get support and help. Alright, we seem to be dragging these guys out, which is good. Maybe try and go and help out down here to get a bit of a clearing. Okay, let's try and slow things down somewhat. We'll try and move these guys up here to help. And we'll try and swing some guys higher up here to help out with the position as well. I want to ideally get knights to try and hit these guys around the back. Try and get everyone up here where we can. So there's a little fight going on here. Sterling seem to be holding for now. We'll try and get a cavalry charge down and around the back. What about into the forest here? Hitting those centaurs is probably not a bad idea. So try and get yourselves up here a little bit more centrally. Alright, actually what you can do is try and hit that general, I reckon. While these guys come higher up towards the front. A good charge in here then. And so those centaurs have come back, which is a bit of a shame. Because I thought they would have been gone, to be honest. Okay, so that's a good charge in there. And we'll try and get these guys around the back. Okay, let's throw some further support around the side here. Quickly get a shot off with those handgunners. Pull you further back. They've just come back. That's the only pain, those centaurs. We'll try cycle charge this. We'll try and clean them up through the forest here now, though. It's probably not a bad idea to try and snipe that general unit. Alright, we'll try and break this officially here now. We're sending in reinforcements to help. But those centaurs have been a massive pain. Alright, let's continue to cycle charge where we can here. Make sure you're still fighting to focus on this. And continue to try and snipe that enemy general where you can. You might need to get close the distance and get a lot closer. Alright, you can push back here now. You've been caught there by further units, which is a bit of a shame. You can continue to push this. You guys continue to push that. Handgunners will have a crack at these guys here in the center. They have now been broken as well, so we'll retry and move this. Alright, still trying to do some focus shots on their generals, probably not a bad bet. And try and get my handgunners to focus this. I can't see what's actually chasing me here. But if it's spearmen, we're going to have a problem. No, it's alright, we probably can swing up here then. Counter charge it then. Turn and hit them. It's not going to be the best charge, but for the Empire, we might be able to weaken some in the forest. Okay, how well are we doing here now? My spearmen have routed, but that's alright. We'll continue to try and do some damage where we can. Yeah. It might be only sort of single entity stuff. Invalid targets, yeah. We might be better off just going against this sort of stuff. While you target on that. Yeah, because you can't snipe heroes like that. Alright. It's probably not a bad idea to double back now this side. Alright, they're still dealing against them. How are my handgunners doing here? They still seem to be holding for now, which is alright. Right, maybe try and hit them. Our general still seems to be holding. And their general's now pushing further back. Try and give some chase down here. You might be able to actually try and hit some of these blobs. Oh no, we got victory. We have victory here today against the beastmen. Bit of a close one there towards the end. We've managed to pull through. Make sure my cavalry takes down most of them. My handgunners I could have used a bit more efficiently, but just micromanaging with those 2 cavalry units, it was a little bit difficult. And those Centaurs, I thought we got them. They came back, which is a pain. I should have just committed. They did well, protecting their archers somewhat, sending 2 specific units to move and get around. Yeah, I don't even know if a Hunts Marshal was even worth it in this situation, I guess. We might have been better off to have some handgunners or something else. But we've had our first battle against the beastmen here today, and we're not fighting against like Kazrak or anything. So no one notable, but with victory here today, we have secured Sterling's immediate future and loyalty to the cause. So it was a close one. We did outnumber them by about 400, but they had far better quality troops, to be honest. The main army here, especially with the AI trying to fight, didn't do too well. So they deployed 1,301, lost 920. Andreas got 15 kills, swordsman 30, 88. Cavalry did really well, 215, 184, 60. So how much damage did I do compared to the other army? What, 3, 4, 5, 6 nearly? 600 I did, personally. Compared to like the 400 for them. So yeah, we did more than half of our fair share, and they had 3 times the forces. Unbelievable. The ineptitude of the Sterling AI. Okay guys, welcome to the campaign map. Victory, and we're going to execute. We're not going to be able to keep the army, of course, but we've managed to save Sterling here for now. Alright, welcome to the top of the turn. Scryer Beastmen have made an alliance. We've managed to get income from trade plus 10%, and we sent our forces to the elect account there. Alrighty, so we've got some factors to deal with. I think Clergy of Sigmar is probably our best bet. Warrior rank +3, Witch Hunter, and Untainted Worldwide. We haven't hit Untainted. We haven't hit any sort of Skaven, Corruption, or Vampiric stuff just yet. But it's no harm in getting that stuff a little bit early on. So they have moved Spear Chucker down here, which is a bit of a shame. But overall, we're still looking alright. We'll try and make that peace treaty with the vampires. They're still dealing with their war against Tempelhof in the east. And I don't know where Kazrak is. And they do have a settlement there, the Skull Smashers, further to the south. Okay guys, welcome to the top of the turn. FYI, I tend to skip end turn phases in Mortal Empires just due to the time it takes. So Avalon are at war with the Von Carsteins, and Marienburg is at war with the Leafcutter tribe, the Orcs to the north. That's a more worry and concern for them. What is this, man? Why are you trespassing through my lands? I know you're doing it, which is a pain. If it was like Skarsnik or something, we might have had a chance to just snipe him, to be honest. But we're not going to. Right, so we are now probably going to go deal with this quest battle here now, I reckon. Yeah, so let's do the Battle of Bloodpine. So we need to select a lord, so I hope we've got enough money. How much is it for this fight? Only 500. Alrighty, well, let's take Karl Franz into it as well. Haven't played the Battle of Bloodpine in quite some time. 2 units of spears, 2 units of swords, 3 units of spears, 1 archer unit, Hellstorm rocket battery, 2 mortars as well. Alright, let's fight this one on the battle. So, you are attacking the Empire, so it's an ambush. We don't have that many cavalry units, which is a bit of a shame, but we should have a big enough army. I can't remember off the top of my head how much reinforcements that the enemy have, but it's going to be a good one. We have the Battle of Bloodspine first up here today. First up for our quest battle. We've just recently played, of course, the battle against the beastmen.
Come, men. It seems Todbringer sends his midden wolves across the Reich to test our mettle. He seems to think that since my father's death, Reichland is weak, and we cower under our beds waiting for these Ulrich worshippers to save us from our woes. I say we Reichlanders are more than capable of defending ourselves. I say we show Todbringer's mongrels that Reichlander blood flows through our veins. We face the trespassers deep in the blood pines. Keep your wits, lads, for there is more than Ulrich's dogs in there. My father had to send the Reichsguard in to purge these woods of forest goblin filth more than once during his reign. Yet that is not what we face today. No! Today we send the Elector Count of Middenland a message that it is the House of Franz that protects the borders of Reichland!
Alrighty, welcome to the battle for the Reichland for House Franz. So, we've got a couple of options here. I think just trying to blitzkrieg them as quickly as possible is probably just our best bet. Charge, nice, quickly and incisive down in. Actually, might be better off to sit now, actually. Just due to our archer supremacy. So what I want to try and do is split up the army as best I can. We'll try and put, like, crossbows here. And we'll try and, yeah, because the problem is our archers, isn't it? We actually might need to put more on this other side. Yeah, something like that. Because what I want to try and do is I would like some to sort of push for the head of the column and the behind, just ready to peel off if need be. So we'll allow Karl Franz to really try and push and snipe that general, and we'll allow you to probably just go straight through the guts of it as well. So what I'll do is I'll quickly start and pause. We'll make sure we give out the order. So you need to cut this way. Karl Franz needs to probably use most of these abilities and push right in. Alright, you can go right for the guts. So if you can sort of grab everyone here and try and like blob that position, and we'll probably just try and hold there. So nothing too spectacular with the men sent from Middenheim, Todbringer's wolves. Nothing too spectacular, so we should be able to deal with them quite easily. We have played this battle out of order, technically. I wanted to have episode 2 as sort of more of a vampiric episode, rather. A really good fight there. So we want to try and make sure those rocket batteries and stuff don't do too well. So we'll try and push for this. They seem to be... they hit those great swords at the front of the column, which now, looking in hindsight, might not have been the best place to put them there. Alright, they're now pushing here, which is fine. You're going for this, and you're pushing for that. Alright, Karl Franz is dealing with them quite adequately. He's hitting the general at the front with Gal Moraz. Archers seem to be arcing their shots perfectly, nice up and over where they can. So, there's more reinforcements going further from behind, but we might be able to actually quickly wipe out this entire force before they approach. So they're coming from the head of the column. That's alright. We'll try and make sure Karl Franz can get some kills on them. And we'll try and hit you here. We might just try and form up in a moment with our front line. So try and get our guys here. We'll move out in the open. Posture, be bold, and go something like that. And allow the rest of my archers to try and rain fire and death. And skirmish them out. We'll reform there with Karl. He did take a slight amount of damage, which is alright. Okay, we'll allow my archers to try and pick off some of the stragglers. So wipe out the forces of Middenheim for the daring to oppose our rule. Wipe out the secessionists. And you never know, maybe some more come back here. Alright, so try and reform up where you can. My archer should be able to try and hit anything that sort of tries to come back anyway. So try and make sure this doesn't come back. Try and make sure that. And then we'll have these guys sort of hit the center one there. They've got reinforcements coming over the hill. Pistoliers and another general. So nothing too crazy. Alright, continue to try and pierce and hit these guys where we can. They're definitely routing now. So, I was going to say try and hit the general because he might come back. There's no harm in doing a cheeky one here. We've got plenty of ammunition, so we'll be right. Just waiting for those guys to reform back up. He's going to move out of range anyway now. Alright. Continue to skirmish out men where you can. Make sure everyone gets formed up and ready to go for that secondary force. You will lose if the timer runs out. Look, we got plenty of time. Alright. We'll reform up here now with my archers. It does look like they're going to try and make an approach. So we'll try and hold Karl Franz here. I might even try and centralize my other force there as well. Alright, reform into position, men. Maybe come slightly central. And try and face them. Make sure my two agents target their general. Hans van Zinger. And you'd think my crossbows, once they get range, they're going to absolutely shred these pistoliers coming up. I'm nearly tempted to be a little bit aggressive to hit them early on, because they seem to be already moving further back. Maybe we'll just try and split it and try and soften up these swordsmen before they even come. Yeah, let's just charge it. This isn't going to be very much of a challenge either, so let's just try and push and charge it. Go for Hans. Get some nice early shots off here. Their pistoliers are flanking, and adequately we'll send some guys to, well, flank and pursue, I guess. Hit everything that's coming up here before they even get to us. Those pistoliers are going to try and skirmish us out a bit. They're going to be pains, which is a shame. Alright. Continuing to push here now with my swordsman. And we'll try and swing around and wrap around the main line as well. Let's drop some of these abilities while we try and target their general. And what I want to do now is get everyone here. That's an arch unit to peel this way, because I want to go target this. You can charge that fine. Their main line's broken now. Make sure you can try and kill and eliminate the general. Archers remaining here. Hit this unit of swords that's running further back. Excellent stuff. I'm seeing slight explosions as well here and there. I think it has something to do with my Sons of Sigma. They have a really nice ethereal buff. Okay. Try and run that down. Oh, my pistoliers we might be able to catch them there. Yep, now they're routing. My archers weren't doing amazing. But victory. We have victory here today. Wasn't the most crazy amount of reinforcements there. We're not going to be able to catch them. And I guess we might be able to snipe their general if we're lucky. Probably not. We're not going to be able to catch him. Right. Decisive victory. We'll take the quest battle victory at Bloodpine. Karl Franz deploy 1.8. Lost 74 measly men. Richter Weismund 823 and Hans van Zinger deployed 421, and they lost both armies. Now, if I had one unit not in my army, I had 19 for example, obviously when you replenish and finish off armies against an AI human faction, you do have a chance of stealing a piece of their equipment. There's like a 30% chance, I believe. of doing so. So if this was a rebellion army, there'd be a chance if we had 1918 units to get a Hellstorm rocket battery and a mortar. Now, does that work with quest battles? I don't think so. I'd imagine it'd be quite overpowered just to sort of farm military equipment that way. But I'm not entirely sure. Let me know in the chat and comments. Okay, guys, welcome to the campaign map. The quest has been complete, and we've managed to receive 575 back. Karl Franz is now rank 12. And we will kill the captives. There's no need to take on that amount of replenishment. Prestige has gone up as well. Executioner and Sword of Striking as well. Mad. So we can now move you back to Helmgart. We can also upgrade a settlement. So how far are we away there? One more turn, we get a pop surplus of 4, so we can save up for Altdorf. We want to try and rush rank 5 as quickly as possible as well. Okay, so we'll try and save our money here for now. My hero hasn't moved. We've got some unassigned skills with Karl Franz. He can get his Imperial Pegasus now. Do I want to go for that? Because some people argue, are you better off wasting stuff on mounts when you can get Deathclaw at 16? We could go with the Pegasus. We're not actually fighting against too much stuff that has like an archer spam that we need to sort of kite the arrow fire away. So it's probably not worth that. Probably go weapon strength or great swords, to be honest, because we are going to be getting a lot of them soon as well, and getting the minus 15 recruitment there for the Lord's army. It's probably not a bad shout either. Alright, that replenishment's coming up as well. So we're currently turn 19 into our turn for the series, our campaign. Now, I have no idea how this is sort of going to progress, because we're making a decent amount of money. We've got a decent amount of prestige as well, 1.4, and my Imperial Authority's 13. So if I go into the elector counts, I don't believe we can bring anyone in. Oh, the Bretonian Lord's there. Leon Coeur. That's pretty cool. And Manfred's there as well. So we can't actually bring in. Gelt's at 9 in Scotland. Talableckland 8. Stirland 6 as well. Yeah. So we still need to keep an eye on that. We should have a confederation soon at some point, you would imagine. Do the vampires want peace now? No, they still don't want to. Alrighty, so we could maybe make an offensive into there. You never know, Skarsnik might attack us. And maybe some more beastmen and orcs come our way in the next couple of turns. So we'll try and turtle, we'll build up where we can, and we'll see what the Warhammer world throws at us, I guess. Okay guys, welcome back. I've skipped a little bit ahead. We're currently in turn 31 of our Let's Play. I made the decision to burn some turns ahead, as we are now slowly professionalizing our armies. In Altdorf we have constructed a gunsmith. We also have a Shrine of Sigmar here as well, and a barracks. Eventually in Ubersreich we're going to get a tier 3 armory, so we can get those great swords. We're slowly upgrading this. So we're actually in the moment of a bit of a mismatch with Karl Franz and, of course, Matinus. Now, another opportunity has arrived. I don't know why the vampires seem to be doing this. However, Heinrich Kemmler, Heinrich Kemmler. I've been playing too much Hearts of Iron. Heinrich Kemmler has made the decision to force march into my territory, and as he's a legendary lord at the end of the day, we can probably rally up here and push against him to get his bonuses. So, and then we probably could push against Blackstone Post. Even though it's an unpleasant climate, we could very well raze it to the ground or just hold it and not particularly care about it too much. So we're slowly but surely building up Altdorf. We still haven't confederated with anyone just yet. Maybe once we get rid of him, we could look to maybe pushing eastward. As you can already see, my elector counts have already pushed into Western Slovenia rather. Castle Tempelhof hasn't been taken. Waldendorf in the east has been taken. Eschen and Drakenhof still are under the control of the vampire counts. Now, they still don't want peace. Regardless, what we're going to do is try and find an enemy of Heinrich, and probably the dwarves in Karak Ziflin is probably our best bet. So, how about this? I will join your war against the Barrow Legion. I'll sign a non-aggressional pact with you, and you can give me a payment. Okay, how about just for that then? What about non-aggression? They're not interested in that. Maybe just straight up non-aggression then. I'll join your war for a non-aggressional pack. Dwarfs. I kind of want the cash, to be perfectly honest, rather than just a wasteful non-aggression pact, and they're rejected. Oh, well, regardless, we can improve our relations with them and sign a non-aggression pact, so I'll join... Really? They're not that interested. Oh, well. We'll join the war against the Barrow Legion, though, regardless. So what I'll do, we'll rally everyone up. So at the moment, like I said, we're in a bit of a mismatch. We've currently got one wizard with us, a celestial wizard. He'll come in handy for now. We've got those great swords, Sons of Sigmar swordsmen, 2 units of halberds, 2 units of huntsmen, 2 handgunners, one of those death jack units. We've got 2 mortars here as well. So what I'll do, ideally I was going to put 4 more. I was going to put 4 more great swords into that, but that will just have to wait for now. And we'll just chuck 4 swordsmen here then. So what we'll do is we'll quickly chuck those in, and then we'll fight this one against Heinrich, which should be good. It'll be a lot of fun. Alright, so let's push down. Oh, why can't he do it? Oh, it's because we're not in range. Can we attack within the settlement? Can the settlement actually hit it? Because it's so close. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I guess I've just run out of movement there. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, yeah, I don't know why. Oh, well, I guess we're just going to have to chuck a quick save and end the turn and see what he does. Okay, so he has moved away from Ilhart. He's heading to Karroburg, maybe potentially towards Altdorf, and he has changed his stance as well to a normal, so it does make things slightly harder. Okay guys, welcome to the top of the turn. We still seem to be in range, of course. So chaos stirs, storm clouds gather in the north. We must be wary, and the Sword of Cain has been claimed as well. That's good to keep an eye on. Alrighty, well, let's chase after Heinrich. Then we'll try bring up our reinforcements just to sweeten the deal. Now, if I attack, are they going to bring that other army in? It will do. So, we'll get Karl Franz to hit him. He will retreat further into Marienburg territory, and we are going to be able to give chase. I will quickly negotiate with Boris Todbringer. Toddy, and yeah, we've got all the adequate packs, so we're all set. Alrighty. I might need to move you here then as well, just to give us that additional movement potentially. Can you get over here, please? Looks like that's the way to attack anyway. Over the river this way. So you move here then, and you move there. Alright, let's give chase to the Lord here. So what are they coming up against? So he's only rank 3, so he's actually not that high, which is good. 1 unit of Crypt Ghouls, got some Khan Wraiths there, 4 units of Skeleton Spears, 1 unit of Skeleton Warriors, 2, 4, 6, 7 units of Zombies, 1 unit of Hex Wraiths, and some Dire Wolves there as well. Alrighty, let's fight this one on the field of battle. We should have things pretty much within our favour. I've got Karl Franz and my warrior priest to push forward and tank, and we also can test out our celestial wizard, or if you were playing as a lizardman, they'd be called like the heaven lizards or whatever they're called, the law of heaven. Okay guys, welcome to the battle map. We've got 13 winds of magic out of a possible 30. We're going to go and try and gamble that because we want to try and test out the wizard. And oh, we didn't get the RNG. Damn it. Usually if it's about 15 or below, you want to try and gamble it. I think it's worth doing it. Right, so let's start the deployment now, shall we? So, where are we better off to go? So we want to try and match this, basically. We want to try... There might be a bit of a clearing there. So we'll go something like this, right? We've got plenty of archer supremacy. We'll try angle and make a bit of a noob box like that with forces that are on the end. I don't particularly like great swords on the end there. These guys need to be nearly kind of central. Alright, we'll try and form something like that. Alright. We'll throw these archers closer in as well. They will charge us, I guarantee it, because we have mortar and artillery supremacy. So we'll move you here. We'll move you there as well. Allow my wizard to say a little bit more centrally. Handgunners as well. We'll put you on the flanks. Probably the left flank more than anything. Because it's going to be... we're going to have more probably line of sight. Because if they charge over that hill with Hex Wraiths, we might have a bit of a problem. Yeah, because we're not going to have much line of sight. We're better off nearly putting the 2 lots here. And then flanking them around where we can, because it's a lot. Even that has a slight hill raise. But even that's better. Right, let's start the deployment then. Oh yeah, well everything's been already set up, so we can start the battle there. And continue on. So we'll push everyone up forward. Allow my mortars to try and hit like the crypt ghouls, wherever they are. And try and hit those hex wraiths there as well. My reinforcements are coming in, which I nearly forgot as well. Okay, so spells wise, we've currently gone with harmonic coverage, and we've got a wind blast as well. So we're going to be able to get that in. All right, reinforcements are coming in here as well. What we'll try and do is try and centralize the archers again. We'll try and pop them like there, and we'll try and like swing this, make this somewhat applicable. Alrighty, so we'll allow my mortars to rain fire and death where we can. We have my Celestial Wizard here ready to chuck out some of his magic. Karl Franz can sit in the center here as well. So allow my archers to hit these Hex Wraiths that are coming straight in at us. We'll try reform some of that artillery fire. Okay. So maybe just try and hit these Wraiths and stuff that are coming right at you. Do some damage on them. They're now hitting them centrally. We're doing alright there. They're now holding. Okay, those wraiths and stuff are moving in. So let's pull them back. My handgunners are going to get way too close here. Let's try and slow things down a bit. And let's probably go with Wind Blast eventually. We're just not close enough just yet. We're going to be able to get rid of these hounds before they even come near us, which is good. So we'll try and recenter these handgunners. They're holding there quite well. Mortars are still getting their shots off where they can. And then we'll try and get some of our generals to get stuck in against these crypt ghouls. Just be careful of these guys flanking here. Particularly the wraiths. Okay, we probably can slow things down again. Those reinforcements are nearly here as well. So we're holding the line quite well. Continue to get the mortars to pop where you can into those shots. Okay, we want to try and target some of their general units here now. But you in the front, that's fine. We'll try and go with... what do we better have to try and wind blast? We want to try and avoid hitting some of our own units. Maybe just like the crypt ghouls and stuff there. So let's just go with a quick wind blast there. Yep, let's hit the zombies at the back as well. Perfect. Let's allow Karl Franz to go for the enemy general. And we'll send you down here eventually as well. Those reinforcements have now come in. And we've also got this other general unit we can move in here as well. Okay, it's probably not a bad idea now. How are those handgunners doing? So they have flanked around me there, which is a bit of a shame. So we'll do a bit of friendly fire here. Those great swords will be fine pushing there. Alright, let's try and countercharge some of these guys where we can. Alright, where's Karl Franz? So he's currently engaging in a 2-to-1 duel here. So, not exactly what we want. So you want to try and get down here. Alright, let's try and get my wizard to attack him. Oh, it's Krell! You're joking, Krell's actually rocked up. Oh, shit, we need to focus on him then. Alright, what other abilities do we have? What does this do? Melee attacks and buffs. Let's chuck that down there. I don't know where Wind Blast is going to be very beneficial, to be honest. Alright, hitting them. They're hitting that from behind. Continue to spray into this. Okay, you're coming here now, but if you can get sort of come over here to help with Krell, that would be ideal. And that maybe try and get you down here, because you never actually got down here, which is a shame. Okay, what I'm going to try and get now is the majority of my archers here to try and focus on their general. Krell's going to be absolutely wrecking shot here. He's actually focusing my wizard quite well. We'll try and get some damage there. We've killed the enemy lord. We'll take some friendly fire though, but it'll be worth it. And we've killed Heinrich and Karl Franz there. Right, so push him down to deal with Krell. And get you in here as well. And I reckon, yeah, it's just Krell. But there he goes. Victory. We have victory here today. A decisive one. Good. So that was my first time testing out this army build. It didn't do too bad. Karl Franz deployed 1,681, losing 106. And Matinus coming in as well. Deployed 960 and only lost 37. Heinrich Kemmler deployed 2,242 and lost his entire force. How well did we sort of do? That wind blast didn't do as much as I would have liked. Well, he got 2 kills himself. The wind blast would have done more, of course. Mortars did 103, 76. Archers did well. Handgunners underperformed, but it was just due to how they sort of came in. 112, 107, 93. The terrain didn't help me out too much there, though. Looking at the enemy, the Hex Wraiths, mostly their Wraith units, did most of the damage. Yeah, so 50 for the Wraiths there. Yeah, so there might have only been about 100 with their army. I reckon Krell easily got 100 units by himself. He's such a good unit and fun character to play with, Krell. Okay, guys, welcome to the campaign map. Victory. We have victory here today. We'll execute the captives as well. We've managed to kill 2 major agents, and we've also gained a lot of good buffs. So, what is Heinrich's buff? I'm hoping it's something vampiric counter. So Moonslacker is from Manfred, and we've managed to get magic resistance plus 10. Heinrich Kemmler. That's good when we sort of face magical beings in the future. So what I'm going to do for now is we're going to rally up, like I said, continue to build up and get my better quality army. We could push for Blackstone Post. I think I will. I might loosely occupy it. However, I don't really like the climate there. Once we're fully fit, ready to go, that we're actually ready to fight big and proper sieges, once I get my army build perfect, I think we might make the long, arduous trek to the east. I think we should push against the vampires and get them out of our eastern hold, because I don't particularly want to push against the dwarves. You never know, we could push against Karak, Asgaraz, with the Crooked Moon and Skarsnik in there. Marienburg's off the list, because I would have liked to go against them, but Bretonnia and Leoncoeur. Pushing up to Black Pit, I don't think it's probably worth it, or against the High Elf. So we've had a pretty good episode here today. Done a couple of quest battles here and there, and we defeated a legendary lord in Heinrich. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series, and if you would like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Highly recommend Twitter. Every single time I post a video, a tweet goes out. It's much more reliable than the YouTube sub box. These days, to get all the notifications for the channel, you have to click the bell, of course, to join the notifications squad. I do enjoy reading those comments. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.